What if I told you that one single NBA rule change could completely alter how we view last-second shots? And at the same time, the balance of power in the Eastern Conference is quietly shifting in ways that could reshape the entire playoff picture. From Steph Curry pushing the limits of what's possible from deep, to Giannis, Brunson, and Donovan Mitchell battling for Eastern dominance, today's NBA landscape is anything but predictable. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how these stories connect and why the upcoming season might be one of the most dramatic we've ever seen. Segment 1. The Heave Rule. Explained for years, NBA fans have loved the desperation heave, the last-second full-court chuck that has about a 1% chance of going in, but sends the crowd into chaos when it does. Players like Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, and Trae Young have made fans believe that even shots from 40 feet aren't completely insane. But now, the NBA is considering a change that could impact these moments forever. The league has been quietly reviewing how end-of-quarter heaves are handled. Currently, players often avoid taking them because a missed attempt lowers their shooting percentage. Imagine you're Steph Curry, fighting to keep your three-point percentage above 40%. Do you really want to throw up a full-court prayer that will probably miss and hurt your stats? That's why you'll often see players wait until after the buzzer to launch it, so it doesn't count. The new rule being proposed would eliminate that concern. Missed heaves at the end of quarters would no longer count against a player's shooting percentage. The hope is obvious: encourage more attempts, create more drama, and give fans the kind of wild finishes they crave. Now, think about how this could change things for shooters like Curry. He already has the deepest range in NBA history, but if he knows there's no downside, he might actually let it fly every single time. We could see half-court shots become a real weapon instead of just a prayer. And here's the kicker: the ripple effect. If stars like Curry and Lillard start draining these shots a couple of times each season, opposing defenses will have to adjust. Coaches might press higher in those final seconds, risking fouls or open looks in transition. One small tweak could fundamentally shift late-game strategy league-wide. So, while it may sound like a minor stat correction, the Heave Rule could end up transforming crunch-time basketball. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to see more deep bombs from Steph Curry? Segment 2. The East is shaking up. But while the Heave Rule dominates conversations about highlights and excitement, the real drama might be brewing in the Eastern Conference. Because for the first time in years, the balance of power looks genuinely uncertain. Let's start with the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo remains a force of nature. When healthy, he's the most unstoppable transition player the game has ever seen. But the Bucks' championship window is under pressure. Damian Lillard's arrival last season promised fireworks, but chemistry issues, injuries, and defensive struggles left Milwaukee vulnerable. This year, it's do or die. If the Giannis-Dom pairing doesn't produce results soon, big changes could be coming. Now shift to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell has been on fire, cementing himself as one of the premier scoring guards in the league. But the clock is ticking. Mitchell's contract situation is already sparking whispers. If Cleveland can't prove they're a legitimate contender, he might look elsewhere. That uncertainty creates tension, not just in Cleveland, but across the entire East. And then there's the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson has transformed into one of the most reliable playoff performers in the league. He may not have Giannis's freakish athleticism or Mitchell's highlight reel dunks, but his poise and leadership are exactly what the Knicks have needed for years. New York's front office has doubled down, surrounding him with toughness, depth, and versatility. Suddenly, the Knicks are no longer just a feel-good story. They're a real threat. Think about it. The Bucks, the Cavs, the Knicks, 3 teams all jockeying for position right below Boston, who still loom as the conference's giant. Any one of them could rise and any one of them could implode. The East is no longer predictable. It's volatile, dangerous, and wide open. And fans should be thrilled because unpredictability is exactly what makes the playoffs must-watch television. Segment 3. what it means for the season. So how do these two storylines, the Heave Rule and the Eastern Shakeup, connect? Simple. Both represent the NBA's new era of chaos. The league is leaning harder into entertainment, drama, and unpredictability. Whether it's rule tweaks that encourage insane highlights or a conference where no team's future feels secure, the NBA is embracing the unknown. For the Warriors, the Heave Rule could give Curry even more freedom to redefine what a good shot is. For the East, it means every single regular season game matters, because seeding could decide everything. A top 3 finish might mean home court advantage. A slip to 5th could mean an early exit. And let's not forget the human element. Giannis wants another ring. Mitchell wants respect. Brunson wants to prove New York is back. Curry just wants to keep pulling up from the logo and watching arenas explode. Every single one of these players has something to prove. That's why the upcoming season feels like a powder keg. And when it all blows up, the highlights will be unforgettable. Outro. So what do you think? Should the NBA adopt the Heave Rule and encourage more end-of-quarter bombs? And in the East, who do you trust more? Giannis and Dame, Mitchell's Cavs, or Brunson's Knicks? Drop your predictions in the comments, because one thing is for sure. This season is going to test everything we thought we knew about basketball. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into the NBA's biggest stories, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Basketball is changing right in front of our eyes. The only question is, are you ready for it? Segment 3. What it means for the season. So how do these two storylines, the Heave Rule and the Eastern Shakeup, connect? Simple. Both represent the NBA's new era of chaos. The league is leaning harder into entertainment, drama, and unpredictability. Whether it's rule tweaks that encourage insane highlights or a conference where no team's future feels secure, the NBA is embracing the unknown. For the Warriors, the Heave Rule could give Curry even more freedom to redefine what a good shot is. For the East, it means every single regular season game matters, because seeding could decide everything. A top 3 finish might mean home court advantage. A slip to 5th could mean an early exit. And let's not forget the human element. Giannis wants another ring. Mitchell wants respect. Brunson wants to prove New York is back. Curry just wants to keep pulling up from the logo and watching arenas explode. Every single one of these players has something to prove. That's why the upcoming season feels like a powder keg. And when it all blows up, the highlights will be unforgettable.